district. We proceed. In Iganga. What does it tell you?
In Iganga district.
Oh. You are in Iganga district.
Exit.
Enter again.
Iganga district.
Where are you? At schools in Iganga. Enter once. At that point, we agreed like nothing seems to happen, but a lot have happened. Now, with the help of our friend Samuel, can we go to the edit mode by pressing space and we shall have number 2. We place .8. We get a new line. At the new line, we shall type which other school. You see?
Yes.
You see? Yes, Bishop Willis.
Willis, single L or double L?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, double.
Bishop Willis.
I don't know whether there is S. Willis.
We get
Number 3.
number 3.
How do you spell?
Barclay. You can look for one that will not give us trouble.
Or get out of this Iganga
Yes.
by pressing .7.
Yes.
When you press .7, it will go to the folder.
Yes.
So, because now we are in a folder, we jump out of the folder
Yes.
by pressing .7 again.
True.
We press .7 again, not until there is no more reaction.
We are in Uganda trying to support education for persons living with visual impairment, and we are bringing in Uganda a new technology which is brought by a device called Orbit Reader 20, as you can see. This is a very revolutionary device which will be able to seal the gap and also to uplift and to upscale the education for learners living with visual impairment in Uganda. KBT works in 5 countries in Africa, and Uganda is one of the beneficiaries. The kind of change and revolution that we are about to see is the issue of cost to the government when it comes to issue of buying the paper, because our Braille classes will be paperless classes whereby our learners can be able to type their notes, because Orbit Reader works in 3 aspects. Aspect number 1, it works as a note taker, whereby a lecturer or a teacher in a classroom setup will be able to dictate his or her note, and the visually impaired learner will be able to type the notes on the Orbit Reader. And then when the lesson is over, the student just clicks a button and saves his or her work, and they will be able to retrieve this information even after the teacher have left the class. That is one aspect. The aspect number 2, it works as a book reader. A book reader is whereby you can prepare some information from another source, and then later on you load it through either a USB cable or you plug out the SD card and then load the information from the computer, and then you return the information, the SD card at the Orbit Reader, and that one helps the learner to read the books. This one will help extremely because we shall give our visually impaired a lot of library so that they can be able to access more materials, help them in their career choice, and also help them to be competitive enough when it comes to national exam. The third aspect is whereby it will be able to bridge the gap between the visually impaired learners and the sighted teachers who doesn't know Braille. Remember, we are moving to the inclusivity. The government have done a lot, but there are gaps yet to be sealed. With this device, we shall be able to make a lot of change and a lot of transformation, because the teacher can connect his or her phone to the Orbit reader. A visually impaired learner or the device, the Orbit reader user, will type his or her note in Braille. Then they will appear through the interface of an application or even a Bluetooth connectivity on the sighted teacher phone who doesn't know Braille, and they will be comfortably be able to read the material that have been sent by the student to the learner.
We have been teaching these learners with difficulty, especially where you find that maybe the learner doesn't have a Perkins Braille, they don't have machines to use, and at times even when they have machines, like in our school we have a big number of students with visual impairment, transcribing their work so that we give the feedback to the teachers who can read print has been a problem, because we are only 2 teachers there, and we transcribe work for all those big number, those many students. They are close to 41, and you find that maybe you are finishing transcribing almost when the time is closing. So you find it has been too hectic. We have been facing a very big challenge, and I think now it is going to be rectified, because now they will be using this Orbit Reader 2020, and it's only to extract the SD card, you put it in the computer, directly you print what the learner wrote. Then a teacher who is sighted will be able to mark directly there and then. So I hope now the blind or visual learners will also take their reports with the rest, and their feedback will always be on time, because I see this Orbit Reader has come to change the whole game.